Are we rolling? Guys and dolls, Freedom Dot here, live at Chimney Corner, once again on a Saturday, 1 p.m. The day's going to be a bit bigger than normal, and like we said, it's going to get bigger and bigger as we go forward into Christmas. That's what the demos are saying. I go to the demos, I talk to everybody that's organising them, and I talk to everybody in the streets, and this is the way forward. So, yeah, guys, these guys have been in this hotel for we don't know how long. We say about there's 100 in there. This is a conveyor belt. This is not just a hotel holding 100 men who are going to be there for X amount. These men are going through here and going into our streets. These men are the fighting age men out of England that are raping and abusing children. The same type of men, not these men, but the same type of men. And the problem that the government know, they don't know who the good and the bad are. The policemen here don't know who the good or the bad are. They came here without documentation. I came from Scotland with my dogs. My dogs could ask for documentation, but these men don't. They go to the doctors. They've all got the same. They've all got the same date of births. We've got that. We've got intel all across the board now of what's going on with these hotels, what's going on with these men, and the police here that are protecting these guys who've got weapons training that came from countries that have conscription. We have got photographs of men in this country and in Ireland with weapons in Sudan, Eritrea, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, men with rocket launchers on their arms, AK-47s on their arms, and they're in this hotel. How many we don't know because our government don't know. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they come from. They don't know their date of births. Nothing. When men leave a country they're fleeing, they take their wives and kids. When men leave a country to go to war, they leave their wife and kids behind. Why is it all single men coming to our country? Why is every man and woman on the streets of Northern Ireland asking these questions? Why is the police, the PSNSI, the government, Metropolitan Police and the Scottish Police not doing enough against Islam? They're afraid of Islam. These men here are not afraid of us patriots. They're afraid of Islam. They're afraid of offending Islam. These guys here, the guys that are meant to protect the people of Northern Ireland, but here they're protecting the foreigners. They're here protecting the foreigners, and they're here ready to attack us. That's your PSNI. That's who you join now. If you join the police, that's what you're doing. You're going to be standing out here guarding hotels of fighting age men who are coming here to do our children damage, to do our women damage, like the 12-year-old allegedly raped in the City Hotel in Dublin. What's the answer? What's the answer? I asked the inspector. She won't know the answer. The politicians don't know the answer. Is it down to these people? Is it down to these people to find the answer? Let's go. You keep her on that.
I don't want you getting run over. There's traffic still coming through.
No,
No, you're going to stay in there. There is an offence obstructing the road.
that's okay.
Seriously, like,
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Fuck off. So yeah. So yeah, the inspector's not happy because we are not happy. The people of Northern Ireland aren't happy. What are the people of Northern Ireland to do? You can see how angry they are. You can see the damage. Over 1 million children raped by fucking Pakistani grooming gangs in England, covered up by the police, covered up by social work, covered up by the government. Do you think that's going to happen in Northern Ireland? Do you think the Northern Ireland people are going to stand for this shit? Do you think the people of Northern Ireland are going to stand peacefully while we watch grooming gangs, while we watch Romanian gangs in Ballymena and other gangs terrorise our communities? Do you think these men are going to stand here peacefully and watch this go? Let's go. Come on, another one. Come on. We never heard you. Keep it on them. Keep it on them. Because they have to do it a couple of times. Right, guys, I've got two mics rolling. So I have. So I've got one mic on the fence there, the cats. Yeah, can you hear me okay? Because I've got two mics rolling, and I don't know what the other mic if it's picking up any wind. So let me know. Give me a shout, guys. Everything's okay. Good. Okay. Lindsay, 2 seconds. Finish what you're eating. It's real. This is the difference between the BBC and Sky News. You know, this isn't it? This we're different, aren't we?
And I love a wee cup of tea and a sweet treat. I have to admit.
So
Love a wee cup of.
So what's the crack? So I was speaking to the inspector there, and she was asking me like, "Is this going to be peaceful?" And I goes, "The people are organising this is keeping it peaceful, right? How many people come? You can't control everything.
Definitely 100%. I wouldn't be here or be involved in anything if I thought there was going to be any sort of violence whatsoever. That's not what we're about.
Yeah.
And we're not sick of repeating that carry on. Like, you know, the mainstream media, as usual, just want to make us all out as if we're violent and, you know, we're these working class people that don't know what we're talking about and all we can resort to is violence. Well, guess what? That's not true. I believe in our working class people.
Right, so,
and I believe we can do this the right way.
So, yes, me and you are very real. So, let's be real, right? How angry are the people of Northern Ireland right now?
Extremely angry.
How difficult is it for us to try and keep the peace and the calm?
It is difficult because people are angry, but I'm actually really proud of them at the minute as well because they're not showing that anger in a violent way. They're showing it as in coming together and all getting together here, you know, and talking to each other and finding out what we can do. Because whenever you feel powerless to protect your own community, that's whenever you start building up that anger within.
Yeah.
So whenever you can come out to something like this and chat and come up with plans and ideas and all the rest of it, then that can release some of that anger because you can go away feeling, do you know what, we're sticking together here, we can do something.
Do you think the police should be blocking the road off so we can have this demonstration, or do we need to put in for a parades thingy if this gets bigger? Because I imagine this is going to get bigger and bigger, and we are going to have problems with people going onto the road. As you can see, the inspectors getting angry. People are, you know what I mean, and people are getting frustrated because they're sick of being told. We watch the Palestinians in Belfast blocking off the west. You know, we see they're blocking off main roads in the city, right? And then we have a guy stepping on the road and they're coming over and basically saying there's going to be a public order act. It's mental.
It's absolutely not what they done. Yeah, and you know that day at the West Link that they blocked off the West Link, I had a family member in hospital and I'm like, if I don't get the hospital, see my family member, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm not a massive fan, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not a massive fan of blocking off the roads in local communities because people want to get home. However, we stick by the rules. If the police knew this, we knew this was happening 2-3 weeks ago, so the police could get notice out to the neighbourhoods and say, listen, we're going to block the road off. It's just going to be for an hour and a half. So if you have any plans, you know, you can rearrange them. Everybody's safe. Nobody needs to get shouted at or told off like a wee schoolboy by the police. And everybody can just come up here and do what they want to do and have a peaceful protest.
Yeah, we all want it to be peaceful. 100%. But if, like I say all the time, and everybody, there's a lot of anger. Everybody's saying the demos aren't working. The demos aren't working. We need more. We know what the more is. We don't want that more just yet. I mean, we've got to try and do it this way because as soon as we go to violence, we lose the argument. The papers will have a field day. We'll have men arrested and they'll take all our top men away. You know what I mean? And then we'll get out and bail with bail conditions that we can't go to protest like Pinky.
Yeah, definitely. Look, my advice to anybody and what I do personally myself is I continue every single day to make myself as mentally and as physically strong as I possibly can be. And that's all I want to say on any sort of thing moving forward. I believe everybody needs to get as strong as they can because we don't know what's going to come. We don't know what's going to come. But again, and I said this before, if you continue to hold people down and make them think they're not good enough and put them into a box and not listen to what they are saying in any type of relationship, in any type of anything in life you're doing, if you don't allow people to have a voice, then you're going to need to see the repercussions of that.
Well, I'm not going to keep you any longer because I know you're speaking and you'll need to keep your wee vocal cords.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, that's Lindsay. Let's go and get Nikki. How you doing? Freedom Dad.
I'm live.
I know it's okay.
Freedom Dad,
I'm
how you
okay.
doing?
How's things? What do you think it's turned out so far?
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant to see this turnout. Just amazing. This is the way the numbers should be, and we're going to keep. This is it. We're going to keep going every week.
Yeah, and like when people see that, this is what we've got, this is what they've got here, and other demos are going to start taking suit in this. You know what I mean? Because it's coming in the winter. We need to have hot drinks. People
Yes.
people think that we're going to back off because it's winter. Are we
No.
are we backing off?
No, not a chance. Not a chance, guys. I'm going to tell you something, folks. This isn't about culture or anything else. This is about these illegals coming into our country. We've had immigration for years, guys, okay? This has nothing to do with the illegals coming over. This is to do with illegals that are unfettered, guys, and we will grow our numbers and we will carry on going. And just to see these guys today is absolutely amazing. So thank you all for coming.
So just give your like guys. I want you to look this channel up, and I want you to follow Patriotic Media. Is that correct?
Patriotic Media, yep, guys. If you just give me a wee follow, that would be great, guys.
And I'm going to be speaking today, and
Brilliant,
I'm going to
brilliant.
be talking about social media. I'm going to be talking about that and what people need to do with social media and how they support people like me and you.
Yep.
Okay, so-
And also, Freedom Dad, I'd just like to say, is it the Home Secretary, Shameen Mahmood,
Mahmood, yes, that's correct.
and Keir Starmer? Now, them three people that were stabbed over in England there, is it Wayne Broadhurst?
Yep.
His name is. That man has lost his life. Nothing from Keir Starmer, nothing from the Home Secretary. Absolutely disgusting, guys. Disgusting. Shame on them. But yet, when a mosque gets attacked,
Yeah.
him and her are there, giving 10 million quid to them. Come on, guys, wake up. Wake up.
Nikki, how angry are the people on the streets right now?
Oh, mate, listen, very angry, and it's just bubbling and bubbling and
How
bubbling.
difficult it is for us to try and keep a lid on it as citizens, John.
Very hard to keep it all contained. But listen, we will, because there will be no violence. That's not what we are about. We are here to say that we are here. We are going nowhere, and we will grow our communities together, side by side. Catholics, Protestants, the past needs to be left in the past. Let's grow our numbers and take it to Stormont.
What will happen if any of our children are hurt or unalived, like we've seen in England in this country?
Actually, I just put out on a video, I think it was last night or something like that, for us to contain this, that little 10-year-old girl down in Southern Ireland, they're only right because no one is listening, and if
We've got Ballymena as well.
Ballymena, that young girl as well, and it's going to happen more, and if we don't grow our numbers, if we don't stand up to
What do
this,
you think will happen on the streets in Oran now if something happens to any of our children? Be honest.
it's gonna go, and let me tell you something, us people in the north, we will explode.
Yeah, and this is our. I keep saying to the politicians, you got to listen to us, guys. We're on the street. We're here. We're feeling the anger and the frustration,
Yeah.
and you've got to listen to us. We do not want trouble on the streets like we're seeing in England and Dublin.
No.
We've got to resolve this peacefully, and it's down to the politicians to close our borders.
Yes, 100%. And the way I look at it, guys, and this is only my opinion, Keir Starmer is letting the enemy into our country. And the enemies are coming in to Southern Ireland and now up into the north. Folks, he should be done for treason. Him and the rest of his government, treason. And these ones down in the south of Ireland, treason as well.
I'm going to finish that because I know you're doing your own thing. I just want to say I am so proud to be part of a country with such brave women. Thank you so much, Nikki.
No problem, Freedom
There
Dad.
you
Thank
go.
you so much.
So there you go. That's Nikki. That's Patriotic Media, up and coming, just started. So get on there, give her a like. She's going to be doing TikToks and stuff like that. So if any of your and any younger ones that don't do YouTube, then tell them to get on the Patriotic Media. And yeah. So let's have a wee look. What's it there as well? Who's over here? Not everybody wants to get in the camera, so they don't. So I think people are starting to feel a wee bit better. Where's the man there? All right, big man. How you doing? You want to say a few words? Can I just ask you some questions? How are you doing?
Good, very good. Just fed up with this place and them following girls along the road.
Yeah, you're local. You're local, man. Where do you live?
We'd have 100 yards, 200 yards at the most, and we see it every day. Following
So
girls.
what are you seeing?
These following girls. Stood last Monday. They stood at the bus down at Crown of them A girl walked along the road with me. I crossed to the other bus stand. Three of them left the other group, and when I followed them out on the road from a couple of hundred yards, they seen me and walked back on the mix in with the other crowd.
Yeah.
If that hadn't been there, that girl was going to get followed.
So, do you think that this is a conveyor belt? These men are moving through here and going into our society.
This, as soon as they come past the cottages with a brown envelope, you can tell within days there's another group comes in.
Wow. So how many? So how many does this hotel hold? Roughly?
Every single room in the hotel, every part of the hotel. There's no nightclub now. It's converted. No conference centres. It's converted. Roughly 2.5, 3 years ago. The whole of this building, to the back of you on the left there, is now bedrooms. People think it's just the white part, which is the original hotel.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
But it's the whole of the other end is converted.
So we don't even know the numbers of men because it could even be doubled up. In there.
It could be. The pub's converted into it. There's rubbish stood outside the nightclub door as though it's not used anymore. But the corridor is from the main entrance, which is reception here, runs right the way through the building. So it's from that end to that end, and the other two houses on the left-hand side of it is converted. Then the two houses, originally when there was families in, that was what that was used for. But who's in them now?
Yeah, it's a very sad situation because we know these are fighting age men. Are you worried about your security where you live?
I'm worried about my ex-partner. That's the only reason I'm staying over here.
Yeah.
On the night I have my own house in the city, but because of what's going on in here, and there's been the police. We had a meeting with the neighbourhood watch a month ago. Said there's only been 3 reported incidents. There's been 6 in that estate alone.
Yeah.
Where there's incidents.
Yeah, they're keeping it quiet because obviously the more incidents that happen, the more people will get angry. We know that.
Correct. Yeah. You've got the protests here, and you have to go to see the bronze commander of the thing to see, keep an eye on the windows, because they've been seen giving it the 2 fingers. That'll cause trouble. These protests that's been here, there's been not one pick of bother at all. The residents that are coming from Newton Abbey and further afield are all standing peacefully and standing perfect, respectfully to the locals.
Perfect, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you. Give me a handshake, mate. Thank you so much, bro. So there you go, guys. That's like he lives just down the road. You know, this is misinformation. I need to get my woolly hat on. It's too cold. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Come on. Gonna have to get some thermals on me, like. So Caitlin's behind the camera, guys. It's Caitlin on the camera. Say hello, guys. So if you want to make it smaller,
Yeah, can I?
aye. You can make it smaller. Well, go and get me all that mic. Go and get me all that mic. Okay, cool.
And it's definitely official. This is going to be all not.
No.
Yeah, this is going to be the only one in the north that's definitely for you. Everybody else that comes from British Port is being straight into the chimney. Yeah, that's official.
Hey, camera girl.
They're not going to be coming over here on the boat.
Anybody want an interview? Freedom Dance Channel. Anybody want an interview at Freedom Dance Channel? Want to be interviewing Freedom Dance Channel? Just have a wee chat. Relax. Promise you won't be. Yeah. No, just come and chat. Come and chat. I'm just come and chat. Has a citizen, has a mother, granny, whatever. No, yeah, I know. Yes, mother, right. Right, killing. Wait,
Right.
how you? How you, yeah. How you doing?
I'm grand, thanks.
What brings you out here today?
Well, it's but for us, for the community, for us women that are being tortured with these parasites that the government's brought in, and I personally believe they shouldn't be here at all.
Yeah, you were talking about the illegal ones that are causing so much harm because there is good ones in there as well, obviously. But the problem is the government don't know the difference between the good and the bad.
No, they don't.
How we meant to decide who's the good.
They don't know, and they're not interested either. They're not interested in what the people want at all. And that's why we have to come out and take an interest because it's our kids, our grandkids as well, that's growing up and all this is going on, and they're taking everything off us. You know, they're taking everything off us and giving it to them. If no free into everything. So I can't understand why the government's doing it.
So, do you think? So where you are, can you tell me how angry are people right now?
Very angry, very angry. We wouldn't be standing here if we weren't angry. We just think it's enough's enough, and that's it.
Why do you think the government? Well, we can see in England what's going on, the horrific things, cities being replaced. We see what's happened in Dublin there, and that's been going on for a long time. You know what I mean? There's been lots of crimes. Why are the government, when they know the damage that these men are doing, bring them to our country, the 6 counties of Ulster?
I haven't a clue why they're doing this because there's other countries they could have went to.
55 Muslim countries are in the world.
Exactly. So why come here? Why? I don't know. I really don't know why they're coming here. And I think,
I feel like something devious is going on.
oh, definitely, there's something going on. And this, they're trying to blindside us by putting Andrew on the TV all the time. Well, it's nothing to do with Andrew. It's what's going on here.
Yes.
I couldn't care.
Distraction.
Yes, a distraction. Yes.
Last question. Do you think the men and women of Ulster or Northern Ireland are going to stand back and let what's happened to England and Ireland happen to this country?
No, definitely not.
Thank you so much. Thanks, girls. Thank you. All right, mate. Just catching some interviews. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Right, is this in Cincinnati? Where's mother? Right. Hold the mics. Hold the mics. What mic have I got on here? That makes off. No, of course not. No. He normally does it, but I haven't seen him for a while. Yeah, so we're just trying to get the mix sorted out, guys. Let's get back across the road. Stevie Baker in the house. So we'll get a mic here. We're speaking. We'll get a mic on them. Spare mic here. Just waiting for things to get sorted out. So we are. I think there's a problem with the speaking system. You want a cup of coffee? Or are you okay? What? Water. Come on, stay there. I'll get you water. Got a bottle of water there, guys.
Here's one of our work away, but
Cheers, man. All right, mate. Oh, fuck, cheers, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, mate.
Here, anything else I could send it to you? Okay?
Cheers, buddy. Thank you. That's what's getting going. Hold that. Let's keep it on me. It's on. It's live. Keep it on the other way. It's on you now. That's it. See? You see it? That's it. I just hand the camera to anybody, guys. God love them. All right, guys. Good man, good man. So yeah, guys, we're just getting ready for the speakers, and I'll set the stand up, and I'll catch all the speeches so you as well. Just getting a wee break, so I am. Who's all on? You gotta set it up. Let me set it up so it's getting see. I'll set up here. What? Right, guys, give me 2 seconds.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I think we're ready to rock. I was going to read some comments out, so give me 2 seconds.
Standing there like lost dogs.
What's the other mate? Oh no. I've got it. Got the mic. I need to work out where they're going to be standing. I can stand in the middle of the road. Hold on. So we can do it right now.
We're going to ask the cops. Okay, so to do.
Okay, good. Happy days. Happy days. That's the mic I'm going to put on these guys. No, we're going to be over there. Get them the soul.
Alright, sir. Got it right,
So yeah, good turnout, guys. It's really, really cold. Thank you for all coming on the live. 226, is it? Can't really see, man.
386.
386. 386. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the share button. You know what to do. You know the crack. Freedom Dad, Chimney Corner in Northern Ireland against we're anti-migrant hotels. Hotels that are holding fighting age men, illegal men, people who we don't know, and where there's evidence that these kind of men have been committing offences in areas around these hotels all over England and Ireland, and it's not happening in Northern Ireland. I can assure you of that. You know. So yeah, we're in stage 2. So we are Freedom Dad, me, my channel, what I'm doing, Freedom Dad's team. We're in stage 2, and we are moving rapidly towards stage 3, gear 3, as you like. you want to hold that? Hold that so I don't catch you.
Yeah.
It might be better with it because of the. Yo. Mark. He's real, then I was like.
There's too many people here. And it's difficult the way everything is between everybody needs to take a line. So we're trying to get the camera crew along the middle, all the camera guys along the middle, so it makes it easier for us to hang. They have said that we can do a right thing, so if we're stuck at this place, we'll find out what's going on. Yeah, we're just
Folks listening, can everybody make sure they're standing on the path on either side? If anybody's going to stand on the white line in the middle of the road, make sure it's single line to let the traffic go through either way. This is for your own safety and the safety of the road users.
Where are you speaking from? You're going to be here because the sun's coming that way. Guys, go to this side. Go to this side. We're going to speak from there. You got the other mic?
Traffic, folks, please.
Right, so I'm going to go and put the mics on the mic. Oh, okay, now man. Yeah. You speak first.
Right, folks, single white line protest to let the traffic flow through.
Right, put a mic on you. On that.
No, sorry. Let's use this here.
No, it's just from so I can get it. You know, it's on camera, so it picks it up. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Right, camera all right now?
Everything's good with the everything's good.
I don't want to ask you, want to like, yes, sir.
So the camera's good.
I'm going to ask somebody else.
Stevie. Stevie.
You don't want to get in trouble.
Right, folks, just make sure you keep the road clear
Not like you, not good.
in front and behind to let the traffic flow through. First of all, can everybody give them a round of applause with these guys behind for putting on the food for you today? Round
just going to clear up a couple of things for any of those that was at the protest on Monday night at Mosley Mill. Questions were asked, what was it for? Firstly, it was to protest at the council to get the chimney corner closed down. This building behind you, in my front. To object to the council issuing any HMOs to house illegal immigrants. Let the housing executive know who was at attendance in the council meeting that we will not accept any illegal immigrants to be housed in our areas. And lastly, it was to challenge Sinn Féin over their stance on migration, which is affecting every single citizen in Northern Ireland. The timeline of events from Monday, because there was a bit of confusion what we're doing. First, the protesters would like to thank those councillors when they were leaving the council building on Monday night to take the time and stand and actually talk to the protesters, which proves one point: there was no threat to any councillors on Monday night. Sinn Féin gave a statement, and to my knowledge, along with those in attendance, their statement is just not true. No one heard what was claiming to be said, and if anything was said, the PSNI would have stepped in and stopped it straight away and arrested anybody that was using and threatening language or sectarian language. So if anybody has said anything of sectarian or threatening nature, please let us know so we can resolve the issue. We do not want to be held to account for using threatening language. The last thing we need is bad press. We already get that from the mainstream media. There's nothing sectarian about the protests. There's Catholics in attendance at the protests just as much as Protestants. Sinn Féin would like others to think otherwise. And it's them creating the problem within Northern Ireland. I was made aware of a poster board coming into contact with the Lord Mayor on Tuesday morning. I then made a phone call to the gentleman who was holding the said poster, who was upset and annoyed that it happened. And without hesitation, folks, that gentleman asked me to pass on the apology, which I done to 3 separate councillors, one of which was due to speak to the Lord Mayor at 2 p.m. The Ulster Unionist Party gave a statement at 9 p.m. on Tuesday night, but this failed to mention that the incident was accidental and the apology was sent to the Lord Mayor on Tuesday afternoon. I'll just read a quote from the statement. While we respect the right to peaceful protest, threats or intimidation against elected representatives are wrong and will not be tolerated. This is correct. But to our knowledge, there was no threats. There was no intimidation. Councillors took the time to speak to the protesters on their way leaving the building. But if somebody has said anything that we're not aware of, it must stop. If people feel strongly about an issue, which is the bedrock of any democracy, they should make their voices heard at the ballot box, not through threats and intimidation, which, folks, I'm sure every single one of you will do come the next election time. The group that was protesting on Monday night, we'd like to thank the Lord Mayor for clarifying everything and that it wasn't intentional, but it was a genuine accident. May we all wish you well for the rest of your tenure as Lord Mayor on behalf of all the residents of Antrim and Newton Abbey Borough Council. Sinn Féin, who is inextricably linked to a terrorist organisation, namely the IRA, who murdered more people than any other group and more Catholics than any other group, is now offended by hardy words which wasn't even said. They are also angered at being questioned and called out for their support on illegal immigration. No one, it seems, is allowed to challenge Sinn Féin on any issue. They are using the press against these protests and to get them shut down. Folks, we won't allow that to happen. Sinn Féin, Alliance, SDLP can support illegal immigration all they want. If Islam takes hold and takes over, mark my words, folks, anyone on the left will be taken out. Just exactly what happened during 1979 in the Iranian Revolution. Yep. Those three parties call us right-wing thugs. Sinn Féin is getting hammered in the Republic for their stance on migration. West Belfast is waking it up, along with Newry. A Labour Party is dropping in the polls, and the SDLP is going nowhere. So, they can continue to call us what they want, because they are uniting us together, bringing more people on the streets, not because we are thugs, because we are right and they are wrong. This issue affects every single citizen in Northern Ireland, Protestant, Catholics, and those who came here legally for a better life through the proper channels, and who feel threatened the most over illegal immigration. If they even took the time to listen to the concerns of those that came here legally, then they might understand the predicament that those people are being put in. Our issue is people who has entered the UK illegally. They must be detained, they must be deported as soon as they enter the country. This building in front of me must also be closed down as a matter of urgency by the Planning Committee at Antrim and Newton Abbey Council. We also request the Planning Committee at Antrim and Newton Abbey Council do not allow any HMOs to be passed in order to house illegal immigrants. Our communities will not be welcoming any illegal immigrants into any of our areas in any shape or form. We all must stay united, communicate with each other's groups. This is important for everything to work. There will come a time when hopefully it's not because something has happened, but if it does, the lines of communication are there to call people out at short notice. Some things may seem quiet, but trust me, there's work going on in the background. It's not being forgot about. The public mood in Northern Ireland is changing. We're sick of diversity and inclusion. We're sick of massive immigration. We're sick of seeing foreigners put first and our citizens last. We are sick of being told how racist we are. We are not going to be polite about it any longer. We, the people, will not be silenced. We will not be told to wait our turn while our community struggles and our future is being bargained away. They take and they take and they take, and they told us to keep our heads down, and while they sold our future piece by piece. We've done it for too long, and we're raising to take our country back. The expected cost of the hotel bill to house illegal immigrants is expected to triple from 4.5 billion in 2019 to 15.3 billion by 2029. Now one could ask, why up to 2029? That's because it is alleged that the Conservative government done a 10-year contract in 2019. So it just shows you how far this can back. I will have some suggestions for our Chancellor to save money and not put our taxes up next month, later on this month actually, at the budget. Deport all illegal immigrants in the hotels, and that will save the country the 15.3 billion by 2029. Then you will also save the associated costs like interpreters for the courts, for the police, for hospitals, for doctors, taxi fares, food, clothing, mobiles, technology things like gaming. The list goes on, and it's costing us billions and billions of our taxpayers' money. The above could easily save the country at least £50 billion instead of putting our taxes up to fund this problem. Also, stop sending money on foreign aid. We want our taxes spent on us in our country.
Yes.
Migrant Help, a charity which runs an asylum helpline for the government, signed a $235 million deal in 2019 to give them advice to asylum seekers and help them access housing, which has since increased to $385 million. They also received nearly $40 million last year. Guess what for? To teach our school children to see migration in a positive light. Millions more pounds of our money being wasted. Folks, this is not the end, but only the beginning of a long struggle ahead for years to come. But please be careful, look after each other, and most importantly, keep all our protests peaceful. Thank you very much.
I just talked, I need to press a button on that.
No, just
On live then, am I? Alright, no worries. Newton Abbey! I have never been prouder to say I am from Newton Abbey. Well done everyone for showing up today. Thank you all so much for taking time out to come and stand alongside us, and I hope you all enjoyed a bacon buddy and a wee cup of tea.
I haven't had mine.
You're not getting one. No, me too. Okay, guys. So, let's have a look at some statistics from the Home Office themselves. Now, we're going to go through some of the top 10 countries that are asylum seekers in this country, i.e. illegal immigration. So we've got people from Pakistan coming, who are 96% Muslim country. Well, guess what happens in their country? Acid attacks on women, honour killings on women, no education allowed, child marriages. Do we want men in our country that treat women like that? No! What about Afghanistan? I can't even say that, but anyway, 99% Muslim. There's a gender apartheid. There's no education after the age of 11 for women. They're in a full veil and they're banned from gyms and parks. Do we want men in this country that treat women like that? No! We'll go to Iran. 99% Muslim. We've got honour killings. We've got divorces that favours men. We've got men controlling women's right to work, travel, and their medical attention. Do we want men treating women like this here? No. And lastly on my list, we've got Bangladesh. 90% Muslim population. There is child labour in Bangladesh. The teen pregnancy is through the roof because of child marriage. for wee hurdy words, or because they were trying to be interviewed or ask questions. So they're on using up media time and TV time complaining. Meanwhile, letting these type of men into our country that can do God knows what to our women and children. It's absolutely weakness and it's pathetic, and this is not a government that's going to be able to see us through this. They haven't a clue what they're doing. They prove that by just looking at the state they've got us into. Meanwhile, they're not busy telling women, children, the LGBT, the legal immigrants. Our government are putting those communities at risk. Meanwhile, they're trying to program them and manipulate them into saying that they're doing the right thing. It's lies, pure lies. They're manipulating these communities. And I stand here now strong. I want to help everybody that's born on this land, everybody that belongs here. I want to help them all, not like our government using them for their own agenda. So guys, I want you to know, your superpower is our working class communities. Our working class communities have strength, resilience, community spirit. They have a sense of humour, which let's face it, a lot of people on the left, or these men coming in, don't have. We have tight-knit families, we have grit, we have determination, and I want every single person from the working class background to remember that they have a superpower and they can help take their land back. This is our time. This is our opportunity to show that we can come together and build our community, to show our next generation that we believe in them and that we are willing to do the work and lead by example for them. Sorry, miss. So, here's a saying. In a crisis, you need to be aware of the danger. We are. But we also need to recognise the opportunity, and that is by building up our next generation and showing them how awesome they are and standing and defending every single one of them. So let's show what the working class can do and what we are made of. Freedom Dad, are you next?
Hey folks, big round of applause for Lindsay.
Who's next?
You know. Another speaker coming up. Just remember to keep the roads clear. If you're in the middle of the road, single file. We don't want any accidents.
Okay,
Your own safety, folks.
all right.
Well done, Lynn. Thank you. You're on the ball, man.
Sometimes.
Okay, buddy.
Just
Push and
to
hold.
speak into it.
You're pushing hold right
No,
now.
no, just speak.
Good afternoon, all. Just preface this before I start going here. I'm a free speech absolutist. Some words might be offensive. Through whenever I'm talking here, it'll also include phrases that people seem to be able to say and get away with where others can't. So why are we here? We're here because of government failure, their inaptitude to tackle problems and issues within this country and within the mainland. We in Northern Ireland will not fail our children, as England was failed by politicians, police, social services. Everyone failed them. To be blunt, there was hundreds of thousands of girls and boys abused and raped en masse. Not individual occurrences. The counter from the left wing is, sure, that happens here. That crime, as heinous as it is, regardless of how it happens, they like to preach the news that rape happens by people that know them. They obviously haven't read
the reports of how these people operate. They befriend young girls, make them feel as if they're older than what they are, think they've got an older boyfriend and life's good. They ply them with alcohol and drugs. They get them hurt. They then take their wee bodies into rooms while your friends, families, relatives repeatedly go through that room on a wee precious body. We, the people of Ulster, will not take it in this country. And they add insult to injury. They covered it up. They're suppressing the voices. We will learn from England. Their discipline was broken. Their voices were isolated. They couldn't speak with one voice. Our purpose is to stay united. If the issue falls outside of protecting our children and our country, ignore it. They're not for us, they are agitators. So far as this hotel is concerned, the hotel is operating illegally. Tourism NI is the legal authority that gives hotels the legality to operate in Northern Ireland. This hotel has not got it. Neither has any change of use application applied for, where public consultation would have to take place. My belief, the council is going to fudge the fact that this hotel is operating illegally. They're going to give them time to submit a retrospective change of use application. But the sting in the tail, it still needs public consultation. People need to be awake and aware, and when this takes place, object. They seem to be moving people out of hotels, think it's better, and HMOs. HMOs have their own dangers. Although we don't agree with them staying in hotels, our preference is for them not to be in the country. When they move them out from the central location of these hotels, they're then spread like a cancer throughout our country. The ECHR, they keep complaining about it at Westminster. If only the ECHR was gone. Not a lot of people in this world are sad. I'm one of them. I've read the ECHR. It specifically says it does not replace a country's ability to put people out of the country for arriving illegally. They keep using Section 8, which allows them the right to private family life. What they don't tell you is it also says within that same legislation, for people who have been committing crimes against the country, and when the dangers are weighed up against the community, they are well and able to remove people from the country. It also says they do not have to necessarily move them to their own home country. It could be their first safe destination. You have to think, and the government needs to think, these people spend £5,000 to £10,000 getting from wherever they come to here. If their intentions were pure, why not hop on an airplane? £1,500, get yourself to the UK, and then claim wherever you get, because that would prove their identity. They're coming without identity documents, they're dumping them into the sea, the government's having a clue who they are, and they're pumping them into our communities. 100. I don't know if you know a young fella in England there, you call him Baraka. I seen Baraka speaking there about a week or so ago in England. He stands with the Patriots. This young man was born in an immigration camp in Tanzania. There he stayed with his mother for 14 years while the application for asylum was processed. They came here legitimately. Most importantly, that young man and his family integrated into the community, accepted the British way of life, and are God and thankful for it. The point of that is, people who genuinely need to come for a safe haven are being blocked by individuals jumping the queue and jumping on a boat. And to be quite clear, we are not anti-immigration. We're anti-illegal immigration. It is not race, it is culture. No matter how many times we say the same message, the media like to report it differently. They like to cut people down, bring up their past. Desperate, terrible people. I stand before you, never a conviction in my life. My heart is Christ. I had a speeding ticket in 2001. Media, stick it up your pipe. The sheer incompatibility of those people from Islamist nations, the child marriage, the female genital mutilation, Sharia courts. For some reason, England has accepted Sharia courts to say, oh, they're only dealing with marriage issues. This is oppression of women. If they understand the Quran, they would understand a woman cannot leave a man unless the man gives consent. So where's the equality? Where's the women's rights? I want to talk to you a wee bit about the concept of convenience, expediency, and the consequence. The government lets problems manifest and guaranteed every time when they come in with a solution, it strips away your and my rights to tackle a problem. Case in point, Just Stop Oil. They let it run for months until the country was up in arms. They then passed additional policing powers, which would allow them protesters to be taken off the street. They were celebrating it. That same law and legislation is what's pushing them off the street across the mainland now. Be wary of when the government talks to you about help. They're not there to help you. You're a tax number. That touches on to digital IDs, which the government pushed forward is going to help immigration. We've got that much identity documents that's coming out of our wazoo. Why do we need more? To push the Brit card. Whenever you hear Brit card, think of this. Biometric recognition, intelligence tracking. That's what it is. The push of smart devices. Smart is just not there because they're highly intelligent. It also has its own meaning. Self-monitoring. And regulated identity tracking. What I want to call on is building in the community. This is how we beat this. If you stay isolated, if you don't know the people next door, 2 doors up, make yourself known, say hello. Keep observant. If there's one thing we're good at here, is spotting things that are out of place. A wrong car, a face you don't know. Don't be afraid of questioning them, you're not harming them. Can I help you? What are you here for? On politics, I'm just going to touch on some subjects. You can delve into them yourselves. Everybody needs to look up and read the Fabian Society. It's not a conspiracy theorist. This organization was formed to subjugate the slow creep. The mission change of them is to change laws by incremental change. Like the fog in the boiling pot of water, same principle. It will not leap out. The incremental change that's happening across this country is not recognised until it's too late. Read up on the Fabian Society. The Labour Party was spawned from its womb, and it is the poison that's running through the country. Left-wing agitators and Marxists, that's their policy. I heard a lot about politics. A lot of people speaking about splitting the vote. And this is important, especially in working class communities. Whenever votes take place, it's generally 60% is a good turnout. Now, if you talk about splitting the vote of that 60%, possibly. There's another 40% that don't vote. If you do not vote in this country, if you do not put your mark on the page, you're a communist. Our ancestors fought, died, and gave lives, so we had that right. People are too flippant with their voting. I don't care what party you vote for. If it's for the things that we're concerned about, immigration, vote for them. I don't care if they're orange and green. If they are against this illegal immigration and the abuse upon our country, I'm for them. Also want to talk about personal individual responsibility. This has significance in these protests. Whether you're aware or not, there's people wandering through the crowd who are plants, looking for reactions, looking for somebody to say something. That is all the media need to paint their Picasso. That is all they need to say, see, we told you they're far right. When you're at protest, discipline, no violence. We have plenty we can do here yet. England is 15 years. We're 15 years behind England. We have things we can still do legally. Sometimes personal responsibility, it takes very little. And I might embarrass somebody here, but something that you think is a wee bit insignificant. A 5-word phrase was said to me a month ago. And that phrase was, Christians are warriors, not warriors. That was Richard Inman. It made me think back to the Beatitudes out of the Bible from the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5:5. Blessed are the meek. Many people interpret this wrongly. Meekness is not weakness. Meekness is power with control. So we can all dance about or post things online about we should be doing this, we should be doing that. Ignore the keyboard warriors, trust the faces you see at these protests. A lot of them are agitators within chats of anything we may well be in as well. Your favourite YouTuber, whoever, just be aware of it. Personal responsibility. Where this also falls. A lot of people saying, I've heard it many times, I would go to the protests, but I'm afraid of my face being seen. I totally understand that. But the action within this community is not just about turning up at protests as much as it helps their support. There's many things you can do. One, HMOs. The central point for these in Northern Ireland is Belfast City Council. Anyone and their dog can go to Belfast City Council's website, see which HMOs are in planning, what stage it's at. The same with HMOs with hotels. There has to be public consultation. They may well post these on media places which isn't recognisable to everybody. It is our own, each individual responsibility for due diligence. Hit the website, take a note, see if there's any coming up in your area, unite your community and stand up against it. Another point, I just want you to think for a moment, how self-sufficient is your home? What do I mean by that? How long could you stay in your home without having to leave it? Be it food, be it gas, be it repairing something in your home. How long could you do it for without needing outside support? So, not many people can do that or can do it for a prolonged time. I want you to think of that question and I want you to reverse it to these hotels. The council is allowing them to stay open. The facilitators are letting it stay open. What do I mean by that? Who supplies them? What contractors work with them? The left have boycotted businesses left, right, up and down, right around this country. We started uniting and thinking about ways that we can tackle things instead of standing and pointing and asking who's doing what. What are you doing? Another point I want to touch on is the Muslim Brotherhood. You've maybe heard of popping up. This organization was actually formed in 1928 in Egypt. Hamas was born from the womb of Muslim Brotherhood. People need to realize that. The last investigation and report that the government did into them was in 2015. I'm calling on the government. You need to reevaluate the situation. UAE and other Arab nations have designated them as terrorist organizations. Why not here? Why? 10 years in politics, 10 years in terrorism is a long time. When will the government relook at Muslim Brotherhood? Ask any of you. How many of you have emailed a politician about issues? How many have emailed an MLA or an MP? These are things we can all be doing. Political parties. This is just my point of view, folks. You can take from it what you will. Independent politicians, when they stand in your area and they stand up for what you want them to be doing, you're their elector, they're the ones that are elected. They're answerable to nobody above them. They can vote how they want to vote. That is the strength. Their weakness is they stand alone. Political parties, they are big. They're from council, from MLAs to MPs. When I speak to councillors, a lot of the time, and I know there's good ones here, I'm not demeaning them in any way, but they won't deny that what they've said, it's a bit out of our hands, it's the people on the hill. You speak to the people on the hill, or at Central Westminster, get it together. You're a big party. What benefit is it to people voting for you if you yourselves do not hold collective meetings from councillor, MLA and MPs in one room? Immigration will define the next election. People will vote purely on immigration. It's happening in England, the same will happen here. I'm calling on the large political parties. Get all your councillors, all your MLAs, all your MPs in one room. Work out a strategy of how you're going to tackle these illegal hotels, the HMOs, and getting the people out of this country collectively. That is the benefit of a big party. If you're not going to show you can do that, then what use is it? I could go on forever, we'll keep it for another day. I just want to highlight, as you know, the mainstream news print what they want you to believe. They report a narrative that they know busy people in their lives pick up a bit of news on the radio, maybe a wee bit on the TV. I implore you, look at alternative sources. Vouch the information you're receiving. Do not believe everything you read or everything you see. There's a lot of people I would follow. I don't have a full list, but I'll give you a few. Rick Munn, No Risk, No Reward. Eddie Hobbs. Derek Mousey. Freedom Dad, Patriot Media. Stevie Baker. AY Audits, BB Audits. CJ, big up CJ. I'll be the Gabby Cabby. Now, one thing I'll say about these people. You may well put it on and you don't like the personality or you think they're a wee bit out there. Bring the personality out. Listen to the information. What these people speak is truth. What they show you on their videos is truth. Live streams from AY audits, unedited, is irrefutable, the information that is gained. Wee Lindsay Brown, big up wee Lindsay. And one might be a bit of a slant, but I want you to pick up on it, it is important. The English Constitutional Party, Graham Moore. Watch him, understand what he's talking about, and find the information. It is all there. We have base rights. I know Stevie's been shouting about it a lot. The English Bill of Rights. Learn it. There's a reason we don't know it today. Because they stopped teaching it in schools around 1948. The information doesn't get passed on. The next generation, that's how it's lost, and that's by design. Thomas Sheridan, Craig Houston Talks, and MTAX Media. I want to thank you for attending today. I want you to speak to members in your community. Grow the numbers. If people don't want to attend, there's other tasks can be done as I've explained. Stay strong. Stay united. Christ is King.
Right, folks, thanks very much for coming out.
Oh, sorry.
Home.
That's right home,
Have
man.
another round of applause.
Am I speaking here? You film?
The two speakers so far, give them another round of applause. There's one or two more to go, and then that's us done for the day.
All right. All right, guys, I'm Freedom Dad, and I do the social media thing, so I'm here just to give you a wee bit of information on what's going on right now. So, what's happening with us, with the Patriots, is that we're bringing Protestants and Catholics together. Now, that's a big, big problem for Sinn Féin IRA and INLA/IRSPA, the Irish Republican Socialist Party, the political wing of the INLA. Right now, there's a propaganda campaign going on in the south of Ireland and in West Belfast, especially what's coming up with Remembrance Day. They're talking about demonstrating against the Remembrance Day. They're putting up posts against the poppy. They're bringing in the Irish language. They're crying about being addressed by Freedom Dad. There's a lot of stuff going on right now to try and turn Protestants against the Catholics, but it's only the dissidents that's doing it. It's not the Catholics that's doing it. And you've got to remember this. This is a drive, a division, because they know if we are divided, we are fucked. We will not be able to sort this out. We will not be able to sort nothing out, guys. Now, I understand it's very, very difficult in Northern Ireland after the conflict of being divided and the amount of deaths and horror that we've all been through on both sides. I'm saying that we can go forward together. Not a united Ireland. No taking down rules. No keep the rules. The 12th of July, the bonfires, Easter uprisings, hunger strikers. Keep it all, right? We're not saying we want to get rid of anything. We're proud of who we are. They're proud of who they are. We're proud of who we are. I'm talking about the Catholics, the Protestants. We need to go forward, leaving all that in the house, coming in the demos and demonstrating for the one thing that's going to destroy all Protestants and Catholics. Now, Sinn Féin and the INLA are more interested in getting the Brits out and the foreigners in. Okay? Now, the Catholic community are seeing that now. The Catholic community can see that Sinn Féin are letting them down on both sides of the border. Now, the worst thing we can do right now is fall into the propaganda that they're putting out online and getting angry against Catholics. Do not direct your anger against Catholics. Direct your anger against Sinn Féin and the INLA. They are the ones doing it. Now, in England, one of the problems in England and in Dublin is that the left are connected everywhere in the colleges. Sinn Féin, INLA, they've got people in all our colleges. These guys, young guys, men and women are clever. They're making up sites and YouTube stuff and TikToks in the name of Protestants, and then they're going on and they're slating other guys that are here doing other citizen journalists. What you got to understand is social media isn't real life. This is real life. Richard and then media, sorry, Nicky, patriotic media, and all the other guys, no risk, no reward. You know, that's where you get your stuff from. The guys on the street know what's going on. We're bringing to use what the word is on the street from both sides of the community. The Catholic community right now are reaching out for help because they're being failed. Watch out for propaganda. My advice for everybody is reply that propaganda. Start doing your own propaganda. Start getting your own TikToks up and do exactly what they're doing. We can attack them online just like they're attacking us. Be clever prods, be clever Catholics, and remember, the only way we can stop the rape and what's going on in England and Ireland here is by coming together. This is a very strange time in Northern Ireland. Freedom Day was in the south, standing outside the post office in front of 20,000 Irishmen and women with tricolours. An ex-loyalist prisoner was accepted in Ireland. I got cheered and clapped and told not to stop. They don't care about the United Ireland. Nobody's caring about that. This is bigger than the United Ireland. What's coming to Northern Ireland? The people, the Protestants and the Catholics on the street can see what's coming and how dangerous it is. And like I say, guys, they know it, we know it. We have to come together to stop this. Remember that, guys. Push that out on your TikToks. And unity, if we are not divided, we will not be destroyed. I'm Freedom Dad, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem.
Final speaker today is the brilliant Richard Orman. You gonna get a mic up?
Yeah, mate. Couple of mics from
I don't think Lindsay needs this. I don't think Lindsay needs this at all. You know what I mean? Well, what a great turnout and some absolutely fantastic speakers. It really leaves me with the dregs. There's not much to say because everything's been said. But I'll say this: there's a little chant just for the people inside that hotel. Get them out! 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 By the way, that's not just aimed at the people in that hotel. That's aimed at all those communist rats in Stirling as well. I hate them more than I hate anybody else. They're ruining this country. And yes, there's a righteous anger, and you should hate evil and love that which is good. I made a speech many years ago when I first started doing this with Tommy, and I said, there's a great army of darkness overcoming the United Kingdom, and I could see it like a small cloud in the distance. But that cloud has sailed right over the United Kingdom and Ireland. Do you know what you're going to do, these warriors that are standing here today? You're going to scatter that cloud of darkness, that's made up of communists, Islamists, and globalists. They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. And you're going to do it. Sad fact is, when I came to Northern Ireland in 1987, as a young soldier, I knew all about Islam. I'd grown up in a community with Pakistani Muslims. I knew all about it. First time I spoke about Islam was in 1998 in the Mustard Seed. How many people know the Mustard Seed on the Shankill Road? Spoke in the Mustard Seed. And the wee women, most of the husbands were either dead loyalists or loyalists that had been in prison. And the wee women just looked at me like I had two heads. And some of them were laughing. Well, sadly, those women are laughing now because it's right here, right now. And I want to tell you something. If Islamism, and I'm not about radical, jihadist Islamism, take over this country, will end up exactly the same as England, exactly the same as Belgium, exactly the same as what's happened right the way through the Middle East. We cannot let that happen. And it's not going to happen on my watch, and it's not going to happen on your watch. You see,
There'll be people watching this on YouTube and think, who's that header? Why is he shouting? You might think that you're not interested in Islam, and you're not interested in communism, and you're not interested in what the globalists are doing. Well, I want to tell you something. They're very interested in you. They hate you. They hate your culture. They hate your faith. And they want to destroy you. And we're not going to let them. We're not going to let them. I'll be honest, I don't really take a lot of interest in Northern Ireland politics anymore. Because there's a lot going on in England that we should be interested in. Because what happens in mainland Great Britain has a direct effect on what's going to happen here in Northern Ireland. But I noticed this week that a local MLA went on a trip to the Middle East. Now, if he'd gone to Egypt, not a word would have been said. If he'd gone to Turkey, which is a country run by an Islamist dictator, not a word would have been said. If he'd gone to the Gaza Strip, they'd have been putting up for a knighthood. But no, this man had the temerity to go to Israel. And because he's gone to Israel, they're all calling for him to resign. Well, it's about time Miss Piggy that runs this country resign. Get Michelle O'Neill out. Well, don't start me on the beast from the east. Yeah, and the only one can go as well. You know, the Justice Minister's taking a great deal of interest in us. Just so you know that. That's what these cameras are all about. You know the way they say the cameras aren't working? I know policemen shouldn't lie, but you're lying when you're saying that camera's not on. We all know it's on. Now here's the thing. We all know what the problems are. We all know what's going wrong. But the question is, what's the solution? How do we solve the problems? And I'm going to put a few very, very simple ideas. I know we've been here a long time and half the crowd have cleared off, but so it'll be quick. So I'm going to give you a few solutions. Lindsay touched on it earlier on. Do you know something about Northern Ireland? There's community here. Now I'm not condoning the violence that happened in Ballymena, but I got to know a lot of the people in Ballymena very well since June. And I can tell you, Ballymena, the community in Ballymena stood up against a criminal organised crime gang. They were demonised for it by, might I add, the Chief Constable and the Deputy Chief Constable of the PSNI, who called them racist thugs. Nothing could be further from the truth. They were demonised for it, and what they managed to do in Ballymena was get that organised crime gang out of the country, and they need a massive round of applause. And I say this as an Englishman, and I'm ashamed to say this. I'm ashamed to say this. There was 2 or 3 girls brutally assaulted, allegedly, in Ballymena. 2 or 3 girls. That was terrible. There's been 500,000 girls in England have been raped. Many have been murdered, brutalised. Many have committed suicide. And hardly anything has been said. As an Englishman, I say this. Where are the men of England? Where are you? So Northern Ireland still has community. And I know a lot of people have been burned in the church. And there's a lot of people who call themselves backsliders. I was a backslider for a while. But I want to say something. Get back to your churches. Get back to God. Get back to Christianity. There's a flag here that says Christ is King. Christ is King. Christ is King. Because this battle that we're fighting, it's not flesh and blood. It's not about violence. As I think John's name has said earlier on, all of these protests in Northern Ireland have been completely peaceful. Completely peaceful. Not one arrest at any of our protests. So it's not about violence. It's a spiritual battle. It's an intellectual battle. And it's a political battle. And if you fight on every single one of those fronts, you're going to win. Have a brilliant weekend. Let's do this all again really soon. And before I finish, I want to invite everybody here today to Bangor, 7 o'clock, Friday night. We'll do it all again, and we're going to make some bacon boys that are even better than these ones. See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Richard. Appreciate it.
Well done, mate. No, no, no.
Sorry guys, this will finish off, but make sure to pick up the rubbish. If you're anything, please don't be leaving the man around. This is some of the guys' community here. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time.
Right, okay. Yeah, definitely. Shit, man, how you doing? Yes, all good. I'm just live. I'm going to do a wee quick bit there live. Right, mate, no sweat. 2 seconds, guys. Yeah, mate. Get me, you got behind the camera, man? I'm in now. Guys and dolls, so this is the chimney corner, and like I say, it's going to get bigger and bigger. I kept on saying this. It's winter time. It's cold. You know what I mean? And it's going to be tough getting more people out. But I think more people will come out. At the end of the day, we're not far out. We're not racist. We can look at this. Look at this. Constantly on freedom, Dad. What's constantly on freedom, Dad. Constantly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like I say, guys, I'm the social media man, and I'm keeping a close eye on what's going on. We have got a problem in Northern Ireland with social media, and we're trying to get on top of it. We got a lot of fake accounts jumping about. We got a lot of dissidents pretending to be frauds. A lot of attacks on Freedom Dad, and we're looking into it. But we've got all the names of all the accounts that have been doing all the slobbering, because there's no reason to slobber at Freedom Dad. There's no reason for that. And other patriots have been getting attacked. So we do know that it's like a psychological warfare thing through online, and it's the dissidents and the IRA and all these and Sinn Féin and all their minions that are working hard to discredit anybody in this movement, the Patriot movement. So what you see what's going on about the poppy and the attacks on the poppy and bringing up about the UVF bombings back in the day, it's all to turn the Catholics against Protestants, because they can see that the Protestants are opening their arms to the Catholics, and they are fucking hating it. They are hating it that people from their areas are coming to Freedom Dad's channel, an ex-loyalist prisoner. And their way of combating that is to try and remind people how bad the loyalists were back in the day. Do not be fooled. This is propaganda. This is a campaign to react to the campaign that we're doing to bring everybody together. Listen, right, Richard. So listen, guys. I'm gonna shout out to Pinky, my best mate. Been there from me all week. I've had the toughest week you can imagine, and big shout out to him. Because of his bail conditions, he can't be here. When he comes off his bail conditions, things are going to change. And this is why he's on bail conditions, because they're terrified of him, because of how good he is or what he does. I'm going to make a big shout out to Glenn, who's been on bail conditions for over a year. Another main patriot in Northern Ireland who's been persecuted on nonsense. These are patriots, some of our best patriots. Whether you like them personally or whether you don't like them, the work that they've done for our country is immense. They stand up, stand out along with the rest. So listen, guys, remember, Freedom Dad's always here, bringing lives for the guys that can't make it, for the guys that can't be here because of the horrendous bail conditions put on them by the government to shut them up. I'm here to make sure their voices will always be heard. I'm here to make sure that their names won't disappear. And just because they're not here, Freedom Dad here is a reminder that they should be here. So I'm Freedom Dad at the Chimney Corner, guys. Hope you enjoyed the live. I am going to be having a couple of bottles of wine tonight. Come and join me on a live. And yeah, God bless.